Welcome back. That is the way Felix kicked off the homestand this Saturday in Detroit. It is the pitching matchups of all matchups. The King against David Price. Felix after his 14th win of the season. David Price and his opponent's average of .238 after his 12th. Yes, the Mariners have to wrap up this homestand still with the Toronto Blue Jays. But next they are headed to Detroit for a critical matchup against the Tigers, who currently are tied with your Seattle Mariners for that second wild card spot. And today, the Tigers taking on the Pittsburgh Pirates, and Motor City Kitties were trailing 4-1, but they knocked the Pirates pitching around late. Meantime, the Royals, who currently lead the AL Central, have jumped out into a lead over the Oakland A's 3-0. That game in the top of the 8th. As soon as that Detroit game goes final, we will update you. So again, right now, if things hold the way they are, the Mariners need to win the finale and complete the sweep against the Toronto Blue Jays to stay tied with the Detroit Tigers for that second wild card spot. Of course, we will keep you abreast of it all throughout the evening. But our main focus, the finale against the Toronto Blue Jays. It is Kuma versus the former Mariner, R.A. Dickey, the knuckleballer, on the mound here on Root Sports. First pitch is straight ahead.
Hello, baseball fans. This is Charlie Furbush. Welcome to Game 3 of the Mariners versus the Blue Jays. Tonight, we send Hisashi Iwakuma to the mound, a man of many talents. There's some great acting in that commercial, right? Well, tonight, Kuma will show off what he does best on the mound.
Strike him out! One down. 8 Ks for Kuma.
And in case Kuma needs some help, my friends in the bullpen, we're always ready for these guys. Time for me to get to work and for the game to start, if we can get Kuma out of the shower.
Is that Kuma singing in the shower? Oh, he's good.
Welcome, everybody, to Mariner Baseball. A great open and first pitch popped up off the bat of Jose Reyes-Zanino giving chase. And it's 5 rows back. Good evening, Dave Sims, Mike Blowers, Root Sports Crew. That was an outstanding open. Way to go, Charlie Furbush and company.
Well done, and I'm glad that Iwakuma was able to get out of the shower, although he sounded pretty good.
I love it, man. That was good stuff. There we go. The Mariners trying to get a sweep here of the Toronto Blue Jays. Mariners 7-1 on this homestand, and they're above 500 in their home record at 33 and 32. Umpires for tonight's ball game. Ben May has balls and strikes. C.B. Buckner at first, Quinn Walcott at second, and Dale Scott at third.
Mariners are also looking to get to a season high 10 games over 500 on the season.
About the third attempt trying to get to 10. That's a nice number.
It's a great number.
Charlie Ferber says chance to be a star. That guy's funny. That's bullpen banner over on the radio side. He is hilarious. A little dry humor. Reyes fouls one back, 2-2. Comfortable here at Safeco Field in Seattle. 70 degrees. Wind out of the south at 1 mile per hour. Flags hanging straight down. Mariners 6-3 winners last night. 11-1 winners in the first game. So we come to above the A at Safeco Field. Here's the 2-2 to Reyes. Swung on and missed. Tag applied by Zunino. One away.
Rest of the lineup for the Blue Jays tonight. Following Reyes, it'll be Cabrera. Batista having a good series. He's been their offense here. Then it's Lynn, Navarro, Colby Rasmus against Iwakuma. Not much luck. 0 for 11 with 4 strikeouts. Kawasaki, Francisco, and Tolley rounding out the 9 for the Blue Jays tonight. Good split by Iwakuma to get the first strikeout of the game. 10-6 record, a 2.86 ERA, 104 strikeouts. How about 11 walks and 132 in the third? Great number for him. Opponents hitting 238.
Here's Melky Cabrera. Line drive, center field. Jackson's got it 2 down.
And we'll take a look at the rest of the defense for the Mariners tonight. Ackley, what a catch he made to end the game last night. He is in left field. Jackson in center. Denorfia getting the start in right field. Kyle Seager is at third base. Brad Miller getting the start at shortstop. Cano and Morrison on the right side of the infield. And Mike Zunino will do the catching tonight.
Hopping in the pen as usual, and with our Canadian neighbors coming down, it's probably double the business, and guys doing the counting out there gotta like it. Got a good crowd out there. They're out here early at 4:30.
Mariners with the shift on with Batista hitting. Cano over on the left side of the infield. See Brad Miller barely on the grass out at the shortstop position. Logan Morrison the only one on the right side.
Fun talking to Chris Young, who won last night's ball game. He went up and in on Batista. One first at bat, he said a slider got away, and then Batista, after he made the out as he's rounding back, Chris said, "Sorry, brother." Turned out they had been together in Pittsburgh for a lot of years in the minor leagues. He said, "Now the second time I went up and in, I had to keep him loose." He's my boy, but I had to keep him loose.
I think at 6'10" there aren't going to be too many guys in a hurry to go out and talk to him about it. He'll be all right.
And I caught Jose real quick while he was stretching. He says, "No, we're good. We're old friends. Come on." But I just got a kick out of it because I saw one highlight where you saw him say a couple things. It didn't look like it was with anger. Buck Martinez over on TV for the Blue Jays was a good lip reader, he said, and he nailed it. Here is Miller charging and throws it away. Zunino backing up.
That'll be an infield hit.
And awarded second. Then we went into the camera well. Home plate umpire Ben May all over it.
I'm not sure that it did. It looked like it hit the wall in front. Take a look at Brad playing deep at shortstop, as you would expect, with Batista hitting. Tries to make the play. Throws it wide back into the runner. Wasn't a chance for Morrison to get to it.
Lloyd coming out to speak with Ben May, who awarded Bautista second base.
If it hits the camera and comes back in, that is in the well. But if it hits that railing or there's a little wall, short wall, and if it hits that, you can see it right there, the padding, then he shouldn't be awarded second base. So I'm curious as to where it hit. Felix pointing at the padding. Always ready to help. And, of course, he has his bat in his hand. There he is. But he will get second base, so that'll be a base hit and an error on Brad Miller.
We have to check and see if Felix has his own model yet.
I'm trying to wonder. I think the guys that maybe need a hit. We'll take a look. Yeah, that looked like it went up into the camera well.
Ben May, he saw it as he's trailing the play, going up the line. He pointed to it quickly. You can see him there at the bottom of the screen. Single E6, runner at second for Adam Lind.
rare miscue for the best defense in the American League. Your Seattle Mariners.
15th error for Brett. Adam Lind last night 0 for 3. That's his number against Sashi Iwakuma. To Lynn, just coming back from the disabled list, had a fractured right foot. Joined the club last night.
Lynn 0 for 3 against Iwakuma.
It's Bautista at second. 2-0 count.
And a good split. He has first base open. He wasn't going to give in to him. For Iwakuma, his fastball will be in the upper 80s. At times, he will touch 90, 91 miles an hour. Of course, the great split. He will also mix in a slow curveball early in the count, try to steal a strike. To the right-handers, you'll see a few more sliders.
Two-one pitch. 3-1. Iwakuma. Fewest walks per 9 in the majors. On deck, DHing tonight, Deanna Navarro.
Well, the pitches that he has missed with in this at bat have been down out of the strike zone. They're over the plate, but down. He's trying to keep him on the ground if he can.
3-1 pitch. Bouncing ball up the middle. Miller makes the play, and that'll do it. Brad Miller, fine play there. The Blue Jays straighten around with the Mariners coming to bat. Robert Allen Dickey out of the University of Tennessee, a one-time Mariner back in 2008. Cy Young Award winner with the Mets in 2012 on the mound for the Blue Jays tonight. Let's take a look at the Mariner batting order that he'll face this evening.
Tonight's starting lineups brought to you by Chevron. Leading off, it will be Austin Jackson, average right at 270. Then it is Ackley. What a game he had last night. Big base hit to drive in a couple of runs and a game-saving catch in left field. Then it's Cano Morales with his first home run as the Mariner, the cleanup hitter and the DH. Seager Denorfia, Logan Morrison, 294 hitter against R.A. Dickey. Hoping to find the seats tonight. Then it's Zunino and Brad Miller rounding out the 9 for the Mariners.
Strike one, Austin Jackson. All right, you are our resident knuckleball hitter. Tim Wakefield can attest to that. What's the big key tonight?
I think that you have to look for it up in the zone. Now, it's a little bit different with R.A. Dickey than Wakefield or even Charlie Huff, who I face. As you look at the numbers, ERA just under 4. The big number, 20 home runs he's given up this year in 158 innings. If you look for the ball up, I think it flattens out a little bit, doesn't break quite as much. And then if you're going to swing at it, Dave, turn it loose. Just cut it loose and hope for the best, because you don't know where it's going. R.A. Dickey doesn't know where it's going, but it will dance. And he throws a hard knuckleball, trying to take a little bit off at times. You see that one at 73, but you will see it up in 78, 79 miles an hour.
I guess with Aaron Goldsmith on the radio side, detailed how Dave Niehaus, late great Dave Niehaus, put him together with Phil Niekro. This is a foul ball. Dave went into the Hall of Fame, was at an 08. He got Nutsy's number, passed along to R.A. when R.A. was here. R.A. subsequently called him. They got to work together during an offseason, and big help. And that subsequently led to his huge year with the Mets, where he went 20-6 with a 2.73 and 34 starts, had 5 complete games and 3 shutouts. Won the National League Cy Young Award in 2012.
I saw a show this winter, and it was R.A. Dickey, Tim Wakefield, Niekro, and Huff.
You know, I wanted to see that. Was it good?
It was really good. It was really good listening to them talk about it and how difficult a pitch it is and things that you have to go through at times. There's a base hit.
And just like he said, that ball was up.
Yep. You got to get the ball up, and then you have to turn it loose.
And Lloyd McClendon, of course, hitting coach with Detroit all these years, he said, get up and whack it. There's no formula to hit the knuckleball.
It's really that simple. As you can see, not much rotation, but the pitch is up, so it just stays there. Austin Jackson has had some success. He is 3 for 9 with a home run off of Dickey coming into the game.
Lloyd sitting back in the chair. Hey, you guys get over and whack it. Here's Ackley. Can't say enough about that catch he made last night. Man, oh man, the ball was twisting and knuckling on him. Twist and turn. As we've always noted, a terrific athlete. Boy, did he show it on that game-winning play.
You know, it's interesting because this afternoon when I came in here, I've talked so much about the Mariners having one of the best defensive clubs, and Kyle Seager and what he's been doing at third base, and Gary Hill, who does a great job on the post-game show on the radio, brought some numbers in for me with Kyle. And one of the biggest things with Kyle, he said that this year is the first year he went to spring training, and all he did was take his ground balls at third. In the past, you probably remember, Dave, he would work out at second base.
Center field coming over is Rasmus. Quick throw. And nice job by Adam Lind. The catcher was backing up too.
But Kyle this year, obviously with the signing of Cano, no reason to go over there and take any ground balls. So he's just exclusively worked at third base. And Ackley, the same thing in left field. We take a look at the defense for the Blue Jays. Cabrera in left, Rasmus in center, Batista out in right. Francisco, the third baseman, Reyes and Kawasaki playing up the middle, Lind at first, and Tolley will do the catching. But I think that has a big difference, and we've seen Dustin over the course of the summer get more and more comfortable out there. He's worked a lot with Andy Van Slyke, and it has paid off, and last night it really did.
Oof. That was some kind of play. Here's Robinson Cano, number 2 hitter in the American League. He is 6 for 23 against R.A. Dickey. Great year for Cano, second in on-base percentage behind Jose Bautista, the right fielder for Toronto. Center field again for Rasmus. 2 down.
Well, he hit it hard, but it was right at him. And again, another pitch up in the zone. So I like the Mariners' approach against R.A. They'll start to find some gaps. Keep hitting it hard like that.
2 down, a man at first, and that brings up the Mariner cleanup hitter Kendrys Morales. First home run in this tour with the Mariners last night. 2-1 pitch, 6th inning leading off. Hit it into the bullpen. Did that right-handed. Jackson, well, that's close play.
R.A. is a good athlete. I think it's one of the things that is a requirement for a knuckleball pitcher. He can field his position, and he has quick feet, as you saw from that move. He used to throw his knuckleball, try to throw it as hard as he could all the time, and that's not the case anymore. The last one, 76. The one that Cano hit was at 64. He will change speeds on it.
R.A. coming up with no decision against Detroit. Prior to that, a loss at Houston. His last win was at Boston back on the 28th of July. I saw some of that game. 14-1 Blue Jays at Boston. R.A. went 7 innings in that game. Struck out 10, 3 hits, 1 run. Shouldn't cheat himself. 1-2. Some of the balls that you hit in your success against knuckleballers, you put the balls away too, right?
Out over the plate, a little bit easier. The biggest thing with the knuckleball, and again, he doesn't know which direction it's going to move, but it can jam you even though he doesn't throw it real hard because that late movement, get it in on your hand. So you like it out over the plate. Like
that on top of it. Deep right field. Bautista going back. It is gone. A 2-run homer for Kendrys Morales. And it's 2-0 Mariners. What did Lloyd say? Just get up there and whack it. That's what he did.
Homer to back-to-back games now. Looks like he's starting to turn a corner. And
they got on top of that.
Well,
one.
This pitch is well out of the strike zone. It is above the strike zone, probably above his letters, and he just tomahawks it into the seats. I love the approach of the Mariners so far. Look for the ball up. There you can see the fingernails dug into the ball. Great look from our McDonald Supermo. Not a lot of rotation, but it's up in the zone. That's about shoulder high. That's a tough pitch to get to, but at 70 miles an hour, he drives it into the seats in an early lead for the Mariners.
There's Kyle Seager. Looks at a strike. R.A. Dickey, the 21st home run he's given up.
Blue Jays will put the shift on with Kyle Seager hitting. So Reyes, the shortstop, playing on the right side of the infield.
R.A. Dickey with make that 21 home runs he's given up. David Price 23, John Danks 23. Gonzalez with Baltimore's given up 20.
Again on this homestand, Mariners 7-1. Had great pitching, but they've also averaged over 6 runs a game.
Getting a lot of TV time. Kendrys Morales homering out in their neighborhood. 2-2. We talked about it in the open. Yeah, you're on TV right now. Yes, we're looking at you. Yes, you're on TV. Wave. Tell her to wave. Tell her to wave. Counts run full. Kendrys Morales back-to-back games.
What a lift he can be for this club, hitting cleanup as the DH.
There we go. There it is. Wave. There we go. The girl in the black doesn't believe it. Yeah, you're on TV.
That's great.
That Seager works a walk. That's fantastic. Checking with Angie Mentig. What do you have, Angie?
I was just going to stand here and wave. No, I was just kidding. Hey, guys, Tigers battling injuries and really have struggled lately. They have to send Buck Farmer to the mound tonight. Who? Yeah, Buck Farmer making his major league debut. He allowed 4 runs, but Detroit rallies and beats the Pirates. For a moment, they were tied with KC, but their game has gone final as well. So, Detroit Tigers still in that second wild card spot. Mariners a half a game behind, but of course they win tonight, and they will be tied again. Yes?
All right, Angie, thank you. If you have not set your phone to scoreboard watching, please do so. Good stuff going on here. Coming down the stretch. This is game number 120 for the Mariners. Is Denorfia. Big hack there, 0-2. Chris is 2 for 5 against R.A. Dickey. All the way, 1-2. Boy, a lot of center cuts there. Kendrys Morales, boy, he is a chance to be a huge factor here for the Mariners. The other way, base hit for Chris Denorfia. All this action coming with 2 outs.
And we've seen that with the Mariners throughout the homestand. To get some clutch hitting, and right here this ball moving away from him, probably off the outside corner, and he finds a hole on the right side of the infield.
Chris's 4th hit as a Mariner.
For Dickey, already 25 pitches here in the first. He has thrown 18 strikes, but the Mariners are taking advantage of it.
Well, here's Logan Morrison, a 13-game hitting streak.
We showed it to you, hitting 294 off of Dickey in his career.
Tolley can't find it. Runners move up.
That will be a wild pitch. Another break for the Mariners. Another thing they've done in this homestand is take advantage of them.
Capitalize on mistakes. Got to do it. Wild pitch by R.A. Dickey. And that is his third of the season. So Morrison with the chance to pick up 2 more. Seventh man into the plate. Josh Tolley got the big knuckleball mid. That's one of the bigger ones I've seen.
That is huge.
Yeah, clearly R.A. has had one built, and that's what he carries around with him from team to team. Don't blame him. R.A.'s been with Texas, Seattle, Minnesota, Mets, and now Toronto. 1-1. Bautista got a great jump and hangs up for him, and that'll do it for the Mariners. 7 men to the plate. They get 2 runs on 3. It's a big homer by Morales and a 2-0 lead.
Second inning, the Mariners touch up former Mariner R.A. Dickey for a couple of runs. They lead it 2-0. And speaking of former Mariners, Jason Vargas had his appendix taken out in early July. I want to know what they put in tonight. He throws a 3-hitter for his 6th career shutout against the Oakland A's. 3-0 the final there. And so what it means is Kansas City holds on to that top spot in the AL Central. Detroit also winning tonight, but they remain a half game behind them in the Central standings. Guys?
Angie, thank you. And we know Jason Vargas is a tough hombre. Here's a bouncing ball to Miller. Off the bat of Navarro. Quick, 1 down. Got the Brew Mariners. Why not? Mariners looking for their first 3-game series sweep here at home this season. They got a good guy in the mound. Try to get it done.
Dave, I know you have noticed it, but it's been a lot of fun on this homestand to see the guys play as well as they have and watch the fans really get into it.
Yeah.
There's a buzz around town right now, and it's great to see.
Long time in coming. Good to have it here. We play game number 120 tonight. The Mariners very much in playoff contention. Colby Rasmus, center fielder. 0 for 4 in last night's game. As you can see, 2 for 7 for the series. I got the feeling Iwakuma is going to be like we saw Felix the other day. Give him a lead, look out, amps it up.
Well, that's the way it's been with the Mariners and their pitching staff. Lloyd McClendon, he looks for his starters to go as deep as they can. If they get in some trouble, he's able to go to the best bullpen in the bullpen. has been unreal. Last night's game, Fernando Rodney had a walk. That's the first walk in 85 batters faced out of the bullpen.
That's a great story.
Wow.
2-1 here to Rasmus. Look for the kick save. Miller got a chance. He got it. What a play! Brad Miller. Right up the middle. Never gave up on it. That's outstanding. 3 straight plays by Brad.
And he knows that he has a chance. This ball will hit the mound. It bounces up in the air a little bit, and he's able to get it on the second hop. Brad with a strong arm and a quick turn, but that ball bouncing up a little bit higher made it possible for him to get to it. Good look at our McDonald Supermo as he plants and throws. An easy play for Morrison at first.
Official score. Eric Redovich calling that a 1-6-3. Said Iwakuma did get the kick save. Got a little bit of foot on it. Oh, 6-3. Okay. It is 6-3. All right. Thought Eric had said he got a piece of it. Here's Kawasaki. Nori, the former Mariner, 0 for 3 in yesterday's game.
Mariners playing straight up on the infield. Austin Jackson shading towards left field.
There's Cano, nice hop. Easy inning for Iwakuma after his team put up 2 on the board. 2-0 Mariners. Good look at the Detroit Tigers, the Mariners' next opponent. Weekend series begins Friday in Motown. CenturyLink link to what's next. James Paxton against Rick Porcello. Felix against David Price. Chris Young against Robbie Ray. At highlight, you saw May 30th right here at Safeco Field. First meeting with Detroit. 6-3 win. Verlander bested Koeman. Home runs by Cabrera, Victor Martinez, and Rajai Davis.
Well, no breaks this time of the year. If you're in the hunt, all the series are big ones, and obviously with the Mariners right there with the Tigers, that'll be a lot of fun this weekend.
Mike Zunino leading off behind 1-2.
Hopefully the rain will stay away. We're getting a lot of rain this week. I think it was 6 inches of rain on Monday in Detroit. So.
That'll do it for Zunino. Save big. Wendy Jonas for Mariners matinee this season. Wednesday the 27th, Mariners take on the Rangers. 12:40 start time. You can pick up a ticket, a hot dog, and a Pepsi for each member of your family for as low as $15. It's all part of Safeco Insurance Grand Slam Family Package Day here at the ballpark. So get your tickets at Mariners.com. There's Brad Miller. Headline just moved that Troy Tulowitzki going to have season-ending hip surgery. Standing shortstop for Colorado. Tough break for him. At the end of the bat, Brad Miller 1 for 3 against RA.
Tulowitzki's had a few injuries now, hasn't he?
Oh, every year the last seemed like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
It's .340 batting average. Been the best in baseball for a while. He's been on the shelf, and now he's shut it down. 2-run homer by Kendrys Morales has the Mariners ahead of R.A. Dickey and Toronto.
And that is the slowest knuckleball he's thrown. 58 miles an hour on that last knuckleball.
.58. 1-2. Brad drives one right field, and Bautista makes a nice play.
Well, the first time through the lineup, the Mariners have hit the ball hard a number of times. A couple of line drives to right, one to center. All of the mounts, including this one. Good play by Bautista as he goes into a little bit of a slide. Takes out a pretty good divot out in right field.
Trent Jewett, the Mariners bench coach. He's a coach on some minor league teams and then with Pittsburgh. When Bautista was breaking in, he's a highly intelligent ball player. He's learned to control his emotions, and he's the superstar he is now because of that. Top of the order, here's Austin Jackson, base hit to left. Scored on the Morales home run. One. 3-1. Routine play for Rasmus. Mariners have gone 1-2-3 in the second, leading 2-0. Salem Mariners baseball on Root Sports, being brought to you by the Emerald Queen Casino, inviting you to an action-packed night of live professional boxing August 23rd For tickets, go to emeraldqueen.com. And by Ford, we are local. Big wheel turning under some cloudy, partly cloudy skies. We had some ugly clouds earlier, but they have since blown away, and we've got a pleasant evening here as the Mariners go for the sweep against the Blue Jays. And here is Juan Francisco. He's at third base tonight. Been at first base in the series.
And the Mariners with the shift on. Cano well out onto the grass in right field, expecting him to pull the ball on the ground. And Iwakuma keeping the ball away from a good sinking fastball, and he comes back with a split. Kyle Seager on the right side. It's Brett Miller, the only one on the left side of the infield. Chris Woodward, he's in charge of the defense for the Mariners on the infield.
On 2 strikes. Blue Jays looking forward to getting Edwin Encarnacion back as they move from here to Chicago. Encarnacion, as you know, one of the feared sluggers in the game. Two balls, 2 strikes. Two and 2. Swing and a miss. He gets Francisco for his second strikeout. Going to bring in Bill Kruger. And Bill, give us your thoughts on these numbers here on Hisashi Iwakuma.
Well, there's a lot of numbers and a lot of bars there, folks, but really we're looking at average and slugging and looking at the effectiveness of Kuma's slider and his fastball as the season has advanced. And what you're seeing is how much better both those pitches have gotten. Everybody knows this guy's got a great split, but he started the season a little bit behind. His arm strength wasn't quite there. So then what has happened is with better arm strength, his fastball's improved, his slider's gotten tighter, and along with that, the effectiveness has gone up. Hitters are smart. They start looking for that split, and he's changed tactics, used the high fastball and the slider to kind of keep it even or take advantage of the hitters.
I think that's a great point. It's something that I've talked about with Iwakuma. We hear about it with Chris Young a lot as far as the high fastball, but Iwakuma's timing and his ability to throw the high fastball that's borderline high is so effective. And typically after he throws that pitch, he'll come back with the split. But I agree with Bill. He missed spring training, missed the first part of the season. I think a big reason why you see those numbers too is his ability to keep both of those pitches down in the zone. A lot more ground ball outs on him, getting more movement. So great points from Bill right there. But I think overall, I think that just the time that he just did not have early in the season had an effect on him. And right now he is really rolling. I think his fastball especially. We saw it in a couple of hitters here in this game where he's been able to keep it down, trying to get the ground ball out.
1-2 to Tully. Fouls it off, and Bill makes an interesting point. Building arm strength. It's almost like this is a gift package. Iwakuma, as he continues to peak, and we've already talked about Paxton, it's almost like a free agent acquisition.
Well, I think that you're right, and don't forget, you don't have the wear and tear of the innings that he would normally have at this point in the year. So, yes, he's had the chance to build up his arm strength as you look at Rick Waite's the pitching coach, but also he just doesn't have the innings on his arm, and neither does Paxton. Typically at this time of the year, you see a lot of pitchers that get tired, and you know, for these guys, they're in great shape. As you take a look at James, talented left-handed pitcher, and he was much sharper. His first outing, I thought he was pretty good. I like to see his velocity and his curveball, but his command wasn't quite there. Much better in his second outing. We'll see what he has on Friday as he goes up against the Tigers.
Slow breaking ball. Jackson was shading that way, giving ground. Plenty of room back there. 2 down. Before the game and our usual meeting with Lloyd McClendon, stuck around a little later, and he was gushing about James Paxton. I said, what did you know about Paxton before you got here? What did I know about him? Don't you remember Detroit last September? He came, he stuck it to us big time. I was like, who is this guy?
And he was the hitting coach.
He was the hitting coach.
Not a big fan at that point.
Not at all. 6'7" coming out of the top like Kershaw. Look out, this one hit hard. Reyes, line drive off the fence to Norfia. Gets it back in with a dive, a double for Jose Reyes with 2 outs here in the third, his 24th double. Screaming line drive by Jose.
And first pitch swinging right at a fastball. Hits it hard down into the corner, right in the middle of the fence. As you see, Brad Miller field the throw from DeNorfia out in right field.
Reyes very fast and with a big history of hamstring problems. Here's Melky Cabrera, dangerous hitter.
He hit the ball on the line his first time up, but it was right at Jackson in center field.
Off the glove, here's Cano. And he throws him out. Throws out his old teammate with the Yankees and good buddy Melky Cabrera. Nothing across for the Blue Jays. 2-0 Mariners. It is now time for you to tweet your photos using the hashtag MarinersFanPhoto. The chance to have it shown later in the game, brought to you by AT&T. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, Root Sports Crew, and my man with the broom, still working it. 2-0 on a Kendrys Morales 2-run homer in the first inning. Here's Dustin Ackley. Flied out to center his first time. Ackley, Cano, and Morales 2-3-4 here in the third. R.A. Dickey so far, 1 walk and 1 strikeout. Miles an hour.
I always thought it had to be difficult for the home plate umpire when you have a pitcher like Dickey to call balls and strikes. As difficult as it is for the hitters not seeing it, they haven't seen it either, and you really have to stay with every pitch.
Goes the other way, down the line. It does not stay fair. Dale Scott on the call. Yeah, he gets up and reads the morning papers or reads online. Oh, no, I got a knuckleballer today? Come on.
Just enough slice on that one to make it go foul. A couple of feet. Dustin has really been swinging the bat well and had a big base hit last night with a couple of outs to drive in 2 runs.
3-2. And he takes ball 4. Second walk issued by R.A. Dickey. Leadoff man's aboard here in the third. Next time you're here at Safeco Field, make sure you stop by the Seattle Children's Playfield. It's a playground located inside a ballpark. How much more fun can one kid have? The playfield. It's located on the main concourse in center field next to the Moose Den. How about the Moose yesterday with the duel and then the pie in the face? I don't know why. I guess just being an American man, pie in the face is still funny to me.
I like that he had the pie in the face with a little aggression to it, too. The Moose was fired up.
I think he might have broken script on that one. It was a hammer job. Last night, the most entertaining here at Safeco Field with the duel against a Blue Jay fan. Cano 0-1.
One of the other things to keep in mind is, as a base runner, stay on your toes. You're going to see the ball deflected, even though totally the catcher has that huge glove. They'll drop the ball from time to time, go off the edges, and if you're paying attention, you can take an extra base.
It's got to feel like he's digging into a shopping bag sometimes, too. That glove's so
trying
big.
To throw.
Yeah, right?
The biggest thing, though, the only thing that makes it difficult is R.A. Dickey. He is really good at keeping runners close, and he has quick feet, so it's hard to get too big a lead.
Cano started today at 330 behind Altuve of Houston at 339, leading hitter in the American League. Lind to Reyes to Dickey, can't make the play. Does not go on the camera well. Time for our Seattle City Light power play. How about Kendrys Morales the last 24 hours?
And this is just a great sign for the Mariners. The switch hitter. How about a home run last night, hitting right-handed, hits it out into the Blue Jays bullpen. His first home run as a Mariner this year. And then tonight, tomahawks one left-handed into the seats out in right field. So back-to-back nights with a home run for Morales and a happy fan out there. That coming in the first inning.
That was tremendous. Young ladies on TV gave him a lot of FaceTime. Good stuff. There's Morales, man aboard. 3-6. Fielder's choice has Cano at first. Jumps in another high pitch down the line. Cano to second. He'll get the third. Kendrys Morales eating up. One out, runners at the corners. 2 for 2 night for Kendrys.
Great approach tonight. First pitch knuckleball at the top of the strike zone. 66 miles an hour. And when he sees it up above the belt, he's going to go after it in a solid line drive down into the corner. Again, just 66 miles an hour.
Your prescription, Lloyd's prescription. Boy, he's just answering that one tonight. Ball up, whack it.
And turn it loose.
Kyle Seager walked his first time. First one to Kyle. Mariners have a chance to do some real damage here in the third. Cano's at third and Morales is at first. Slow roller to Kawasaki to Reyes. Return to double play, and that'll do it for the Mariners. And that threat in the third that they lead 2-0. Mariners baseball on Root Sports, being brought to you by CenturyLink. Your link to what's next. By Jack in the Box. Right now at Jack in the Box, try Jack's Spicy Chicken Club Combo for just $4.99 plus tax. And by BECU, offering convenient access to online and mobile banking. Get info and join at becu.org. Beautiful, beautiful night here in Seattle, where the Mariners looking to complete this homestand with an 8-1 record, and in the process, first 3-game home sweep this season. It would come at the hands of these Blue Jays. Here's Jose Bautista to lead off the fourth. Bautista infield hit his first time. Gray man on the left side of the infield. A little shift here for Bautista. Kuma with 2 strikeouts and, of course, no walks. Popped it up to Norfield. Easy play. 1 out. I'm telling you how good Kuma is. Look at where he stands here since 1914.
Wow.
That is impressive.
Those are some names on there, too, when you talk about Saberhagen, Lee, Schilling, Pedro Martinez. Bill Hughes having a good year in that department.
Brett Saberhagen, that was at the back end of his career. I believe that was with the Mets. Of course, he was with the Royals in '85. When they clinched the World Series. It was Adam Lind, round out to short. Working that corner.
I liked how easy Zunino caught that breaking ball. Both those pitches just off the plate away, and he makes them look really good. Sets up inside right here. Didn't get it there. Back up the middle it goes.
Base hit for Lynn. 3rd Toronto hit this evening. Coors Banquet and the Wildland Firefighter Foundation support the brave firefighters who protect us. A donation of just 25 cents from each case of Coors Banquet purchased between now and August 31st is going to go to the Wildland Firefighter Foundation. Please help us protect our West and support our wildland firefighters. Tip of the cap to those folks. They do magnificent work. Here's Navarro. Navarro's caught the last couple of nights. Switch hitter. Grounded out to Miller. Mariners with the lead, 2-0. 2-out, 2-run homer, first inning by Kendrys Morales. Second homer is in as many games. Got a high knuckleball and drove it into the right field stands. He homered into the left field bullpen. Right-hand hitter in last night's game. 2-0.
Good fastball. Trying to work the top of the strike zone on Navarro.
Infield at double play depth. They're not holding the runner. 3-1. Navarro's grounded into 9 double plays so far this season. Fly ball left field, easy play for Ackley. 2 outs. He went 3-1 against Lind in the first inning, got him to ground out. Goes 3-1 there, an easy fly ball. by my unofficial count, but I think I'm real close. I think that's only 2 3-ball counts he's had tonight.
Not surprising at all.
Not at all.
Again, just 11 walks on the year for Iwakuma.
Obi Rasmus rounded out the short. Stops it. Ball 1. Mariners head to Detroit, Philly, and Boston. Long road trip coming up. Meanwhile, for Toronto, their road trip continues. 3 games in Chicago and 2 in Milwaukee. They got a crazy schedule in that they're off tomorrow, off Monday, and then off next Thursday. How about that? Kuma ready with the 2-0 pitch. Lined in the right for a base hit. Holding at second is Adam Lind. Kuma behind 2-0. Rasmus jumps on that pitch.
We'll take a look at it. It's a fastball, 90 miles an hour. Middle in and down. Easy pitch for a left-hander to get to as Rasmus lines it into right field. So for Iwakuma, in a couple of innings now, 3 out of the 4 innings where he's had a runner in scoring position. So far, the Jays 0 for 2. Every time a runner has reached second, there have been a couple of outs. Been able to work out of it.
We've got Kawasaki here. We grounded out to Cano. As per usual, good contingent Blue Jay fans here in the building tonight. Strike 1 to Kawasaki. Tampa Bay routs Texas 10-1. J.P. Arancibia, the catcher, he pitched the 9th inning for Texas and gave up just 1 hit. James Loney 3 for 5, 2 runs batted in for Tampa Bay. Here's the 0-1. Can't find it. Runners move up.
And a wild pitch.
Kuma with a wild pitch. Now he's in some trouble here with 2 outs.
Take a look at this split. Goes off the side of the arm of Zunino. He was expecting the ball. You could see him shift his weight to the right. He was expecting the ball to go the other way, and then he couldn't find it.
First wild pitch of the season by Iwakuma. Kawasaki counted 1-1. Kawasaki playing for Japan in the 06 and 09 World Baseball Classic. With his feet. 2-1.
Mariners expecting him to hit the ball the other way. Austin Jackson towards left center field. Hackley playing towards the line and shallow.
Two balls, 1 strike. He did go as they check with Dale Scott, third base umpire. Dale, the crew chief.
Best fastball from Iwakuma tonight, 92 miles an hour, right on the inside corner. Masagi didn't think he went, but I thought that was far enough.
Could use a punch out right here. Runners at second and third. 2-2 to Kawasaki. Down low, full count. On deck hitter. Juan Francisco, the third baseman, struck out in his first at bat. Brain trust open for Iwakuma. Pitch out of this situation. Three-two pitch. Struck him out. Iwakuma answers the bell. Strands runners at second and third. Mariners lead 2-0. Take a look at Mariner catcher Mike Zunino, how he frames this one as Iwakuma gets out of fourth inning trouble.
92-mile-an-hour two-seamer. Wow, looked like Kawasaki ended up getting a little piece of it, but he was able to hang on to it. He did, fouled it right into his glove. Good job by Mike Zunino. Strong hands to hang on to it.
Quest right now is getting more runs. 2-0 Mariners on a Morales first inning home.
Need I remind you, when the Mariners score 4 runs or more?
That's my point. That's where I'm going. Thanks for going there.
48-10.
You advance now to the super section round. Exactly. Yeah. When you love hearing those numbers, and it's man, that is.
They've done it consistently on this homestand. They've also hit a lot of line drives at people here early in the ball game.
Kawasaki takes care of that one away.
48-10. 4 runs or more.
And this guy right here, Logan Morrison, talking to him about this just the other day. Big smile on his face. We just amped that baby up one more run per game. Where Mariners start tonight, averaging 3.96 runs per ball game, 13th in the American League. As I page back through the scorebook, a slight improvement over the last few weeks.
Well, even at 3 runs or more, they're 59-17.
Wow.
So they're halfway there with their run total. 2 runs, a 2-run homer by Morales in the first inning.
I hate to get too far ahead. I don't want to wish away time by any stretch of the imagination. But as you look to the next year's ball club, a banger added to this group. Oh, boy. Right? With the pitching staff?
Yeah, the pitching staff isn't going anywhere.
No.
Good swing by Logan. End up getting that knuckleball probably right at the top of the strike zone there. You can see it on our EQC tracer and the location of it. An aggressive swing.
Trying to extend his hitting streak to 14 games. Lined out to right field, and Jose Bautista first time up. Oh, how did he get a piece of that?
You can take a look at the pitch location of all of the hits that he's had recently. All in the strike zone, staying in the strike zone. Ted Williams, get a good pitch to hit.
Cover Sports Illustrated.
Yeah. See a 333 average during that streak. 13-game hitting streak for Logan. Oof. That one had a lot of movement to it.
Sure did. Strikeout number 2 for R.A. Dickey. Don't miss the final fireworks night of the season. It's coming up Friday, August 29th. Mariners and Nationals be battling at 7:10. Then after the game, we're going to pay tribute to the Emerald City. Skyline's going to be lit up with a spectacular fireworks set to a playlist that celebrates Seattle's iconic music scene. Visit Mariners.com to pick up tickets for this fun family event. 2 away. Mike Zunino looks at ball 1. Mike, strikeout victim his first time. Phillies 2-1 over the Angels, top of the 4th in Anaheim. That hit. Look at that, 64 miles an hour.
I was looking at the Mariners lineup today, and Zunino was the guy with just his overall raw power that he has. I was hoping that he would get a knuckleball up in the zone, see how far he can hit it.
Towering pop. Lind comes back. Oh man, he did a nice job. His initial route wasn't good, and he adjusted beautifully. Good play. 2-0 Mariners. Some of the highlights from a Saturday, May 31st contest, a 3-2 win by the Mariners. Coming up this Saturday, Felix Hernandez takes the mound against David Price, couple of Cy Young Award winners. That should be a heck of a duel. First time they're going to go face to face. And how about from that May 31st game, only 2 of the 9 starters for the Mariners are still with this ball club. Zunino and are in the lineup tonight. Zunino and Seager, and Chavez and Jones were also in that game. The starter, Chris Young, and the members of the bullpen, they're all still here. But a lot of guys have since moved on. Such is the life of a baseball season. Juan Francisco fouls one off. 8-91, Juan Francisco, Josh Tolley, and Jose Reyes.
And the shift is on again for Francisco. Really expecting him to pull. Yeah, Morrison right on the line, and Cano almost playing behind him. Good play by Zunino on that split. Kyle Seager on the right side of the infield, but you can see how close they are to the line and how deep Cano is out on the grass.
Francisco struck out leading off the 3rd. Here's the 1-2. Start him out. Zunino holds on. It's a fourth strikeout for Kuma. One down here in the fifth inning. A reminder, get on base with incredible savings and freedom of riding Sound Transit. Plan your next trip. Visit soundtransit.org.
Another nice evening out in the pen. Been a busy area over the last 9 days.
Absolutely. There's Tolle flied out to center.
For Iwakuma, 18 batters face 14 first pitch strikes.
One on the count. Miller's got it, headed all the way. 2 down.
Solid line drive. He gets a fastball that he can handle. But fortunately for the Mariners, it is right at Brad Miller. Brad's been busy tonight.
At one stretch, he had 3 consecutive assists. Here's Reyes, doubled off the right field wall his last time up. He's 1 for 2. Getting down a very interesting time here for the Mariners. They have 15 home games remaining, 27 left on the road. On the road this season to this point, the Mariners at +8 over 500. They can keep riding that number and do a good job cleaning up the rest of the home schedule. You never know. Next homestand, Texas and Washington. 3 games with the Rangers, 3 games with the Nationals. And after that, Mariners go on the road first week September. 3 in Oakland, 4 in Texas. Come home for Houston and Oakland. Then the mega road trip, 4 in Anaheim, 3 in Houston, 4 in Toronto. Before closing it out against the Angels for 3. Ground ball. Cano backhand, has to flip to get his countryman. Oh! Tough break as Morrison couldn't hold it.
Well, a good play by Cano, ranging to his right on the back end. Looked like the ball came up on him a little bit, but he handled it cleanly. Right there, you can see him make the adjustment. Strong throw back across his body.
Going the other way. Tough break. They give him a base hit on that.
He is 2 for 3. A little bit of a short hop over to Logan. He hit right off the end of his glove.
He was going, I tell you, Cano was going hard to his right, and with that momentum, and yet still can get that ball with a little something on it. That's amazing. Hopefully that is not a door opener. Here's Melky Cabrera. Melky lined out center field and grounded out. Melky leads the Jays in average games played, at bats, runs, hits, total bases, doubles, and triples. Strike 2 to Melky. Iwakuma in the third had a man on, got out of trouble. Fourth inning, had 2 on, 2 out, and got out of it. That was his tightest squeeze so far this evening. All 2 strikes. 4 strikeouts for Iwakuma, no walks. Giving up no runs on 5 hits. Easy play here for Cano. Throws out Melky for the 2nd consecutive at bat. And Iwakuma strands yet another runner. 2-0 Mariners. Mariners baseball on Root Sports is being brought to you by BNSF Railways, sponsor of the BNSF Blast, and by Pizza Hut. Make it great. 4th Avenue, just outside the ballpark here. In fact, the clink right there as well. So look at Brad Miller swinging a miss. He lined out to right field his first time. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, Root Sports crew, glad to have you aboard here. Mariners 7-1 on this homestand, 13-11 since the All-Star break. Month of August has been really good. They're at 8-3. R.A. Dickey on the mound for Toronto in his 26th start, most on their ball club. We'll play for Francisco.
Brad had a start a few days ago. Picked up a triple, hit it into the right center field gap. Chris Taylor getting the bulk of the playing time lately, and it's good to see Brad get into the game and contribute to the club.
That was a good day for good night for him on Monday. And that was that great 6th inning when the Mariners sent 11 men to the plate. Brad tripled in the 6th, as did Zunino. Brad wound up driving in 2 runs in that ball game. He's got a 2-2 count. Dickey struck out to walk 2 as Austin Jackson awaits his 3rd at bat. Two-run homer by Morales, the only scoring so far tonight. That was in the 1st inning, and Miller's aboard. Leadoff walk. See if the Mariners can manufacture something here in the 5th. It's copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Seattle Mariners and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Seattle Mariners. Postcard screensaver pretty. Chamber of Commerce sends its regards.
Austin Jackson 1 for 2. A base hit to lead the game off for the Mariners. Eventually scored on the home run by Morales. Flew out to center field his last time up.
1-1 to Austin Jackson. Bouncing ball to Reyes. The Kawasaki for one. They turn to double play. Second time they've turned two behind R.A. Dickey. Here's Angie Mente.
Guys, the Yankees trying to stay in this wild card race, and they were leading the Baltimore Orioles heading into the 8th inning, but you'll remember the Baltimore Orioles lead the majors in home runs, so you won't be surprised when I tell you that Adam Jones and Jonathan Scope both connect on 2-run shots in the 8th inning, a 4-run 8th to come back and win it 5-3. So right now, the Yankees 3.5 back of the Detroit Tigers for that second wild card spot, guys.
All right, Angie, thank you. Michael Pineda made his return and started in that game for the Yankees. Here's Ackley, 2 down. So far, the Yak attack 0 for 1 with a walk. There's a base hit. 2-out knock for Ackley here in the 5th. Sets it up for Robinson Cano.
Again, another high knuckleball. This one ends up running back inside, but Dustin able to get the barrel to it. See how high that pitch is, well above the belt. Mariners have hit the ball hard a number of times. This one just out of the reach of Lynn, the first baseman, Adam Lynn. Good look at our McDonald Supermo as he just misses that line drive and give Cano a chance.
Robbie tonight 0 for 2. Kawasaki can't get it. Ackley will make his way to third, and the Mariners with something brewing again with 2 outs. Base hit for Cano.
Kawasaki playing in the pull, and he hits it right back up the middle. He dives right over the top of it. And he does, so that will be a base hit for Cano. Mariners in a good situation now with Morales coming up. Morales 2 for 2, including a 2-run homer.
He's jumped on a couple of high pitches. RA probably try to stay away from something high. Impressive the way he got right after you talked about it, that first at bat, man. Pitch up in his eyes, it's shoulder height. Homered tonight, 2 for 2. Homered last night, so he's feeling real good. If he hits a home run, don't forget to break out that 4-run stat again.
Mariners 0 for 2 with runners in scoring position.
2-0 to Kendricks. John Gibbons would love to get out of here and not be swept. But now this gets away. Cano will go to second. No advancement by Ackley. Fastball on Tolley, and here are some updated numbers on Mr. Morales.
Well, you can see what he's done over the last 5 games, including tonight, a .368 average with a couple of home runs, 2 doubles. And the numbers that he had last year, I think Lloyd McClendon would be happy with that type of production. .277 the rest of the way. With some slugging, you're in good shape.
You're going to put him on?
Can you blame him?
No.
We just showed you the numbers. Good news for the Mariners. That'll bring up Kyle Seager tied for the team lead in home runs, leads the club in RBIs. And here's one for you. The Mariners, one of 2 teams this year that have not hit a grand slam.
I like the way you preset that, Michael.
Mariners and the Dodgers, the only two teams. You see what he's done in his career. A lot of damage with the bases loaded.
And one grand slam in that marathon loss to Chicago here last season. Tied the ball game up in the 14th. He's got to throw a strike to Kyle. Got Ackley at third, Cano at second, and Morales at first. How far can he hit one? There's a strike, 1-1. There is a tough hop fielded by Lynn. Did Dickey get there? He does. Oh, man, what a play. Well done by Adam Lynn to hang with them, and the Mariners are denied here in the 5th, but still lead 2-0. Surrounded by Canadian fans and Canadian flags and Blue Jays. He's representing the USA. There he is, flying the colors as we take a look at the Mariners calendar, brought to you by Sleep Country USA. Here's the schedule. Travel day tomorrow to Detroit. 3 important games against the Tigers, and then the Phillies, who are out here on the West Coast. They get to Anaheim right now, then play the Boston Red Sox before coming home again. Chance to do some good work.
Well, it's going to be a big series for them against the Tigers, and you hope there isn't a letdown when they get into Philadelphia and Boston.
Iwakuma to face 3, 4, and 5 in the Toronto batting order. Bautista, Lind, and Navarro. 1 for 2 night for Jose. Joey Bats. On 1 count. On the corner for a strike. Good crowd, 32,368.
74 pitches, 47 strikes, 21 batters faced, 16 first pitch strikes for Iwakuma.
And 1-2. Bautista 1 for 4 with an RBI double in the 8th inning. Monday's game, 2-2 pitch, 2 outs, home run off of Felix for Toronto's only run. Mariners won that game 11-1. Felix ran his record to 13-3 and a league best 1.95 ERA. 1-2.
And with Batista hitting, the Mariners have the shift on. Cano on the left side of the infield. We've seen that throughout the series.
Two. That gets away. Count runs full. 4 strikeouts, no walks for Iwakuma. On deck hitter Adam Lind.
Iwakuma tonight, he looks as he's had a tough time with his split. Typically he tries to get it to bounce off the plate or maybe just behind it, but a lot of them have been out in front of the plate tonight.
Three and 2 to Bautista. Slow breaking ball struck him out. Strikeout number 5 for Kuma. 1 down in the 6th.
Well, you were right about slow. It takes a lot off of this. Only 79 miles an hour, and Batista well out in front. Good look at our McDonald's Supermo and the swing by Batista. And well located. All over the plate. Not a lot of room to work.
Here's Adam Lind. Base hit the center on an 0-2 pitch last time up. Strike 1. Grounded out to short in his first at bat. One. Pretty much straight away is how they play Lynn. Dribbles 1 foul. 1-2. Only scoring so far in this ball game, Kendrys Morales, a 2-out, 2-run homer in the first inning. Second home run in as many games.
One thing Iwakuma has done well tonight, and he typically does, is change speeds. Been anywhere from 74 to 92 tonight. Good fastball.
Changes speed as well as anybody, doesn't he?
Yeah. When he gets behind, you'll see him at times when he gets in the hitter's counts too. He'll really take a lot off of his fastball. He'll throw it up there at about 86 miles an hour. They call it a batting practice fastball. Gets more movement on it, and that's typically when he'll get the ground ball he's looking for. Hitters will be more aggressive in those counts, and he plays off of that.
A 1-2 count. 2-2. Easy bouncer to Cano. 2 away. 2 down here in the top of the 6th. Mariners RBIs matter both on and off the field. For every Mariners RBI during the 2014 season, Packard donates to the Page Ahead Children's Literacy Program. The Mariners thank Packard for their support in our community. 2 outs in the 6th. Here's Deanna Navarro 0 for 2. DHing this evening. Gonna get foul. Tim Leiper, the first base coach, fields it.
That's a great look right there, Navarro. Head down, just shaking his head. Can't figure it out. First pitch, 90-mile-an-hour fastball, sinking on him.
Seen that before.
Well, hitting his timing, and Iwakuma constantly messes with the hitter's timing, changing speeds. Slow breaking balls, 72 miles an hour. A new low for him tonight.
He's got confidence in that pitch tonight. 2 balls and 1 strike.
You see his fastball command has been really good tonight. When he's missing, he's not missing by much.
Two one. Two runs, 6 hits, and an error by the Mariners. No runs, 5 hits, no errors for Toronto. 2 outs and a 2-2 pitch. Easy play for Iwakuma. This guy can pitch, can he? 1-2-3 in the 6th. 2-0 lead for the Mariners. A lot of good stuff last night as the Mariners win 6-3. Homers by Seager and Morales, a 2-run single by Ackley, and a fabulous catch by Ackley to end the ball game last evening. There's Chris DeNorfia leading off the home 6th. Chris tonight single to right and hit a soft line out to the second baseman Kawasaki. DeNorfia to be followed by Logan Morrison and Mike Zunino. Pitch up high. 2-1.
92 pitches for Dickey. Not much of an issue for him.
A lot of movement there. 2-2.
His season high this year is 126 pitches.
DeNorfia, second hit for him. So Chris DeNorfia leads off the Mariners 6th with a base hit. They left the bases loaded in the 5th. Let's see if they can turn that around here.
Well, take a look at it. Here it is again. This is a changeup. It's not the knuckleball. He goes with a circle change. Thought it was interesting that DeNorfia in the lineup. Typically, since he's come over, he's been in against left-handers. But Lloyd McClendon trying to get him going in the right direction. Last night's game, he went 0 for 4. So back out in the lineup today, and he has a couple of hits.
Good night for him. 2 for 3. Here's Morrison trying to extend that hitting streak to 14 games. He's 0 for 2. Lined out to right and struck out.
95 pitches for RA. Nobody throwing in the Blue Jays bullpen. Good pitch for him to hit. He's had a couple of them and he's missed them. You can see a little frustration by Logan right there. That's the one that he wanted to do something with.
Dickey ready with the 0-2. Murphy scrambles back. Norfield, when he was with San Diego, stole 8 bases in 9 attempts. Takes off. Dickey didn't see it. Now he does. They get him a run down. The 1-6-3 in the putout. Here's Angie Mente.
Guys, beware the comeback. I told you earlier about how the Orioles came back against the Yankees. Same story for the Tigers against the Pittsburgh Pirates tonight. They were down 4-1, and then Detroit comes roaring back. 8-4 is the way it ends. A couple of Tigers leaving the yard. So right now, the Tigers with that second wild card spot. But if things hold the way they are here with the Mariners leading, the Mariners will catch them and remain tied at the end of the night, guys.
All right, Angie, thank you. Love the fact that the next 3 games for the Mariners are against the Tigers. Tolley calls off Dickey, throws out Morrison. All right. He is ready. He wants to rock and roll. I like that.
Probably a Mike Zunino fan.
Yeah. He wants to give him high fives. Quick 2 outs. Here's Zunino. Center field, deep. Rasmus going back, just shy of the track, makes the catch. And that'll do it. Future Dan Wilson, maybe a next Dave Valley, next Mike Zunino. You never know. 2-0 Mariners. The great Dave Niehaus has called, in the course of his career, called a lot of games pitched by a Hall of Famer by the name of Jim Palmer. Time now for a Geico this date in MLB history. And Palmer on this date in 69 strikes out 8 batters, no hits. The Athletics 8-0. Finishes the season with a record of 16-4 with a 2.34 ERA.
You talk about throwing over the top. We were talking about Paxton earlier. That was Palmer with the great curveball.
Murder Cy Young Award winner. Pitched in a different era. Go back and look at those dominant pitchers in that time. A lot of shutouts, a lot of complete games. It's Colby Rasmus.
Or Iwakuma starting here in the 7th inning. This next pitch will be 90 for him. Probably his last inning.
Rasmus 1 for 2 tonight. One.
Rick waits. Chris Young.
Chris Young picking up his 11th win. Last night's ball game, 6 innings of 2-hit, 1-run ball, 2 walks and 3 Ks. One and two. Rasmus in his 4th season with the Blue Jays. He was with the Cardinals in 09, 10, and 11. Midway through the 11 season was traded. Rasmus, Kawasaki, and Francisco. Coming up here for the Blue Jays in the 7th. Iwakuma struck out 5, hasn't walked anybody. Charlie Furbush going to heat up quickly. Jason Phillips going to catch him. Two-two pitch. Ackley going back. One away. One down here in the 7th catch. A new episode of Seahawks All Access tonight at 10:30. Get exclusive player interviews and Seahawks stories you can't find anywhere else. If you do miss tonight's episode, tune in for re-airs throughout the week on Root Sports. For your local programming schedule, visit rootsports.com.
It's a great view right there, isn't it? Across the water.
Spectacular. Love it. There's Kawasaki, ground out to second and a strikeout. Kuma and Kawasaki, teammates here 2 years ago. Kawasaki was an all-star in Japan, as was Iwakuma.
Again, not missing by much. Trying to go to the inside corner, run it back on the corner, and just missed with it. Francisco waiting on deck. Couple of strikeouts for him.
3-1. And a rare walk. How about that? Iwakuma issues a walk. 1 out here in the 7th. And for Iwakuma, just his 12th walk of the season. RBI Baseball, it's back with all 30 MLB teams and 2014 players. Get the retro 2-button style baseball game you've been missing Visit RBIGame.com for more details and download today on your console and mobile device.
Rick Waits making a trip out to the mound. Iwakuma now at 100 pitches, 61 strikes. A couple of left-handed hitters do up. Francisco mentioned he had a couple of strikeouts, and it's Tolley, the catcher. He's 0 for 2, a couple fly ball outs for him.
So Rick Waits with translator Anthony Suzuki. Part their message. Charlie Furbush warming up. Something along the lines of throw a double play ball?
That would help, yeah. I think more than anything, though, with 100 pitches, he just wanted to make sure that he was okay, wasn't tired. He's been able to handle Francisco. Again, a couple of strikeouts, and it looked as if Iwakuma was positive and wanted to stay in the game. Also buy a little bit of time for Charlie Furbush to get loose in the pen.
Francisco has struck out twice. Bottom of the 6th, Angels lead at home against the Phillies 4-2. Here's the 1-0. Cano, quick transfer. They get one, and they'll be happy with that. Tough play, nicely worked there by Cano and Miller. 4-6 fielder's choice.
Well, Mariners with the shift on, and it's Cano. It's a long throw for him, but you can see the quick snap throw a little bit to the inside of the base. Brad was going more towards the outside. Wasn't able to get much on the throw as Francisco beats it out.
Lloyd's coming out to get his starter. Gave him 6 2/3. He's going to go to the best bullpen in baseball. 2-0 Mariners here at Safeco Field. Sports being brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. And by Money Tree. Proud to make a donation to Mariners Care for every Mariners win. Glorious look at the Emerald City where the Mariners have a 2-0 lead, trying to go 8-1 on this homestand. Pitching changes. They go to the best bullpen in baseball and bring out Charlie Furbush. Take it up for Hisashi Iwakuma. Outstanding again, Mike.
He really was. 6 2/3, 5 hits. Did not give up a run. He is responsible for Francisco, who was at first base. 1 walk. That's a story in itself. Iwakuma came into the game with 11 walks. He had 5 strikeouts, 101 pitches, 61 strikes for him.
Kuma bidding to join Chris Young as an 11-game winner. Felix Hernandez, of course, leads the way. He's got 13 wins against 3 losses.
And Valencia will pinch hit for Tolley, the catcher. So it's interesting. Navarro, the other catcher on the club, has been the DH tonight. So the Blue Jays will lose their DH as Charlie takes over. His 50th appearance on the year, a 3.71 ERA in 34 innings. He has 37 strikeouts, only 6 walks on the year. Good fastball in the low 90s and a slider.
Danny Valencia, veteran of Minnesota, Kansas City, and Baltimore. First pitch from Charlie. Charlie did a great job in our show open tonight. First time in a while we've had a nice little theme of.
That was fun, wasn't it?
Yeah, it really was.
Around
Charlie.
Iwakuma.
Who else was in there? Was that Farquhar? Who else?
Danny, I believe, was in it.
And Leon and Mauer. That's what it was.
It was fun.
And one from Charlie. 2 outs. Francisco at first base. So we play here in the 7th. Mariners lead 2-0. Kendrys Morales, a 2-out, 2-run homer in the first on a 1-2 pitch. Jumped on an R.A. Dickey knuckleball up around his shoulders, and he killed it. Saved by Zunino, 2-1. Charlie trying to make Lloyd McClendon's formula work. The starter gave him 6 2/3. Trying to get the final out here in the 7th. Way outside.
He missed badly with a couple of fastballs. You have the switch hitter Reyes, top of the lineup on deck. Another switch hitter Cabrera after him. There's Danny.
Charlie trying to get back in the count here, 3-1. Wow, this badly. Tying runs aboard. Go ahead run coming to the plate.
Take a look at the bullpen since July 1st. A 1.89 ERA. In 114 innings, they have 109 strikeouts, only 31 walks. The opponent's hitting just over 200 at 209. And that'll bring out Lloyd McClendon. He didn't like what he was saying from Charlie, so he's going to go get Danny Farquhar.
So pitching change. Toronto threatens 2 outs, 2 on in the 7th. Mariners lead 2-0. was Felix's last start under the crack of lightning, and this is his next start. It's a beauty. Our CenturyLink link to what's next. Great matchup as he goes up against David Price. First time these two have squared off against each other. That has a chance to be an outstanding matchup. I'll tell you what, Friday's not too shabby either with James Paxton against Rick Porcello. Here's Danny Farquhar trying to put out a fire.
2.68 ERA, 56 strikeouts, and 50 in a third. Opponents hitting 228 against Danny. Good fastball in the mid-90s. Cutter right around 90. 12-6 curveball and a changeup.
Tough hitter and Jose Reyes swing. Jose 2 for 3 tonight. Strikeout, double to right, and infield hit.
And he tried to give the Jays the lead with that swing.
Quick 0-2.
Couple of cutters in on his hands out in front of the first one. Swinging through it, and that one a little bit closer to it, so we'll see what Danny wants to do. He has some room here. If he wants to bounce his curveball, he can certainly do that.
Francisco at second, Valencia at first, Iwakuma rooting for Danny Farquhar to get out of this jam.
Medina is getting loose in the pen now.
0-2 to Reyes. All in 2 strikes. Here's Reyes. Big spot in this ball game. 1-2 pitch to Reyes. He struck him out. Danny Farquhar gets the job done in the 7th. There's that bullpen stepping up again. What a strikeout by Danny, getting Reyes with 2 on. As the Mariners will go to the home 7th with a 2-0 lead. Mariners' 7th inning stretch is brought to you by Washington's Lottery and the Department of Imagination. What would you do if you won? Beautiful sights near the big wheel on the waterfront where the Mariners have a 2-0 lead here at Safeco Field. And Charlie Furbush didn't have a good outing, but Danny Farquhar picked him up. Deanna Navarro goes from DH. He'll do the catching now as Brett Cecil, left-hander, takes over. And the Mariners could use a few more runs. Here's Chris Taylor. He's going to pinch hit for Brad Miller. Brad Miller 0 for 1 with a walk tonight. With the lefty on. But McClendon counters with the right hand hitting Chris Taylor.
How good was that 12-6 curveball from Danny?
It was wonderful.
After a couple of cutters in on the hands, comes back with that 12-6 curveball.
Ball 1 to Taylor. Brett Cecil on in relief. R.A. Dickey. Big breaking ball. 1.
Fastball, changeup, curve, slider for Brett Cecil.
Brett had been a starter for the Blue Jays. I remember him from 2010, 28 starts, a 15-7 record with a 4.22 ERA.
That's with that curveball.
Brett, born in Dunkirk, Maryland. Just turned 28. Lives in Clearwater, Florida now. 6'3", 220. Rain 1. Mariners lead it 2-0 on Kendrys Morales. 2-out, 2-run homer in the first inning. Mariners had a chance to blow it open in the 5th and left the bases loaded.
Threw that fastball right by him, 93 miles an hour.
Cecil had a great year in 2010, 172 and 2/3 innings with 117 strikeouts, leading the ball club. Just getting a piece is Taylor.
Like another curveball. 3-2 curveball from Cecil. Top of the order, Austin Jackson waiting on deck.
Cecil made the All-Star team, recorded a strikeout last year. Breaking ball and a good one. Strikes out Taylor.
Take a look at the difference between the right-handed relievers in the pen from last year to this year. We just saw Danny Farquhar with the big strikeout. You can see the improvement from his ERA. How about Tom Wilhelmsen? Has really pitched well. He's had to pitch multiple innings at times for Lloyd McClendon. And, of course, Medina has been solid at a 2.23 this year.
Myron Leon and Rodney, the new guys. And with Rodney as the closer, boy, he's slotted, been able to have the Mariners slot guys to positions that have really worked out, as Batista will put this away. 2 outs. Checking with Angie Mente.
Guys, in this next series with the Tigers, we're going to miss Verlander and Scherzer. We may also, when the team returns home, miss Rangers ace Yu Darvish. That's because he has been placed on the 15-day disabled list with elbow inflammation. Now, an examination showed no ligament damage. They are going to have an MRI tomorrow to see just sort of how bad things are. This is the 3rd time in his career that he has gone on the DL. Guys?
As if Ron Washington and company have not had enough problems.
It's interesting. No Verlander, no Scherzer, no Sanchez. Things are really going well for the Mariners right now, including not having to face any one of those 3 in that series. Of course, you have David Price going on Saturday. And in their next 3 series, teams with losing records. So you hope they can continue on this run.
Like to see a nice healthy number posted during this 9-game road trip: Detroit, Philly, and Boston. Philadelphia starting today 14 games under 500, last place in the National League East. Boston, defending world champions, they won tonight, so the Red Sox are now 11 games under 500 in last place in the American League East. 2-1 here to Ackley. Three and 1.
Medina ready to go. He has been the 8th inning guy for Lloyd.
Three 1. Cano waits. Two outs and a 3-2 pitch. Lynn stayed with some hot shots down there at first base. Nice work. Mariners go 1-2-3 in the 7th. 8-2-0. That was a terrific win by the Mariners back on Sunday, June 1st. Elias coming away with a 3-hit shutout, 8 Ks, and a 4-0 outdueling of Max Scherzer. CenturyLink link to what's next. Got James Paxton against Rick Porcello, Felix against David Price, and Chris Young against Robbie Ray to set up the Mariners. In that previous series, in late May, early June, took 2 out of 3 from the Tigers without Cano, who missed time with a bone bruise in his hand. Nervis Medina is going to take over. He's the 4th Mariner pitcher tonight.
And he has really pitched well for Lloyd. Out of the bullpen, this will be his 49th appearance, a 2.23 ERA, and 40 and a third, 38 strikeouts. Opponent's hitting just 190 off of Medina. Good fastball. He'll be 95 miles an hour with a hard slider. And then we'll get the middle of the lineup of the Jays. Cabrera, Batista, and Lynn due up.
Mariners have been milking this 2-0 lead. Got it back in the first. A 2-out, 2-run homer by Kendrys Morales, his 2nd homer in as many nights. 32,368. A lot of folks in Blue Jay blue. The Mariners have kept them quiet as they try to get a sweep and go 8-1 on this homestand. Melky Cabrera tonight is 0 for 3. Bautista, he's 1 for 3, and Adam Lind is 1 for 3. On 1 to Cabrera. Started the night, 6th leading hitter in the American League. Melky also 6th in runs, 2nd in hits to Altuve. One. Big swing and miss Fulton.
Well, Medina can get a lot of run on his fastball. Typically to the left-handers, he will run it off the outside corner. And that's what this looks like. It's 94 miles an hour. Tremendous movement on his fastball. Cabrera double take on that pitch. Wasn't sure what happened to it.
he fooled him again. Zunino applies the tag. Fine pitch by Medina. Good start to the 8th inning. Here's Angie Mente.
Guys, Roenis Elias is currently down with the Tacoma Rainiers marinating. Now, they loved what he was doing up here, but they wanted to let up on the gas just a little bit. And it doesn't matter if he's here or there. This guy is pitching well. Today, for Tacoma in New Orleans, he throws 5 innings, doesn't allow a hit, no runs, 6 strikeouts, 1 walk in the 16 batters that he faced. Yeah, that's not too shabby, guys.
Not at all, Angie, and he's slated to pitch Monday, the opener in Philly.
And he was efficient, just 62 pitches to get through the 5 innings.
Strike 1 to Bautista. Infield hit in the first, since then a fly out to right and a strikeout. Took a lot off. And him clinching. 0-2.
On this homestand, we saw Medina buckle a hitter right to his knees on that breaking ball.
Might see Ramirez. 0-2. And he got him. Fooled him again. That's 3 consecutive strikeouts by the bullpen. Farquhar in the 7th and 2 here by Medina to get the 8th going.
And this is just a hard breaking ball. We saw the slower one. This is the hard one, trying to bury it in the dirt. He's able to get it in there. And Bautista, who stands right on the plate, trying to cheat to get to the fastball, well out in front. Didn't check his swing, and a couple of strikeouts for Medina.
7 pitches, 6 strikes, 2 strikeouts for Medina. Adam Lind. Base hit the center in the 4th. Also grounded out twice. He is working it tonight. 1-1.
Again, you can see the hitters, the left-handed hitter, shaking their head on his fastball. Just a lot of movement on it. Talk about Rick Waits all the time, the pitching coach, but we need to give Mike Rojas some credit, the bullpen coach. Medina, he used to be fairly straight with his fastball, but now he gets a good run on it.
Well, Lind with his 2nd hit tonight. It's a tying run to the plate. Diana Navarro. This season, fans 60 and over will enjoy a new expanded senior special offer thanks to Luna Family Hearing. If you show a valid ID, you're going to receive 10% off select main terrace and view level seats to any Mariners home game. For details, log on to mariners.com/specials. 0-for-3 night for Navarro. And Medina trying to put him away here in the 8th inning. Started the night as the DH, now catching Navarro. Ball 1. 2 runs on 3 hits, 2 men left in the first inning for the Mariners. That's when they scored. Threatened again with the bases loaded in the 5th. Could get a run across. Two and 0. Medina ready with the 2-0. There's a strike. 2 groundouts and a fly out this evening for Navarro. Lind aboard at first, the second hit of the night. 2-1 pitch. Bouncing ball, Lomo, backhand, right to the bank, inning over. Coming up for the Mariners in the home 8th, it'll be Cano, Morales, and Seager. 3, 4, and 5 for the Mariners to lead 2-0.
Mariners lead it 2-0 as we head to the bottom of the 8th and looking for more as they try to complete the sweep against the Blue Jays. Hi everyone, Angie Men, take care. But now it's time to look at our AT&T fan photos of the game. And remember to tweet your photos to hashtag Mariners fan photo for a chance to have it shown in an upcoming broadcast. We introduce you to Chelsea. She says my best friend is in town, so of course we go to the Mariners game. That's a great call, Chelsea. Dave, back upstairs to you.
All right. Good stuff. There we go. Robinson Cano to lead off the 8th. 1 for 3 tonight. Brett Cecil in his second inning of work in relief of R.A. Dickey.
And as Robbie steps in, Rodney starting to play catch out in the pen for the Mariners. Casey Jansen getting loose for the Blue Jays.
1-1 to Cano, Morales, and Seager here in the 8th. R.A. Dickey started 6 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 4 walks, 2 Ks. Nice. Sashi Iwakuma 6 2/3 of 5 hits, scoreless ball, 1 walk, and 5 strikeouts for the Mariners. In line for the win.
Good breaking ball.
1-2.
There's Fernando.
Picked up his 34th save last night with Mike Rojas on the left. Center field for Rasmus, no problem, 1 away. Take a look at our Columbia Bank difference in the game. And Mike, you talked about at the beginning of the game how to attack this knuckleball.
Get something up in the zone and cut it loose, and that's what Morales does all the way back in the first inning. That's been all the scoring, and this one a 2-run home run for Morales. So he's homered in back-to-back games. Good sign for the Mariners cleanup hitter. Felix likes it. Did a home run hitting right-handed in last night's game.
First pitch from Cecil. Taking right along with him. behind 0-2.
Well, after the first inning, R.A. Dickey settled down. 6 innings, 7 hits, couple of runs. They were earned. That was the 2-run homer by Morales. He did walk 4 batters, couple of strikeouts, 99 pitches, 64 of them for strikes.
Comes the 0-2. Bouncing ball to Reyes. 2 away. Root Sports, looking for the ultimate Northwest fan in the state of Idaho throughout the month of August. Send your photo and story using hashtag UltimateNWFanID or by email, and you could win a VIP trip for 2 to Seattle in September, personalized jersey, and more. Official rules, visit rootsports.com. Kyle Seager walked, bounced into a double play and a ground out. Last night, Fernando Rodney had bottom of the order against these Blue Jays, starting with Colby Rasmus, and that's going to be the story in the 9th inning tonight. Some pitch, wasn't it?
Yeah, he's had a good one tonight. Good curveball from Cecil tonight.
One. Kyle in a 1-2 hole now. Two. Boy, he fooled them all 3. Here we go, 9th inning. Mariners have a chance for the sweep, a chance to go 8-1, a chance to be real pleased getting on that plane to Detroit tomorrow. Here's Fernando Rodney. Right. This is why this 9th inning is important for the Mariners. The Tigers have already won, so to keep pace, they need Fernando Rodney to lock this ball game down. As everybody, please turn your caps to 10 o'clock. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, our Root Sports crew on hand, and Fernando Rodney on to try to get his 35th save.
What a job he has done this year. So important to this club, as Dave mentioned. Looking for his 35th save. A 2.36 ERA, 56 strikeouts in 49 2/3. Opponents hitting 235 off of Rodney. Good fastball. He'll be 93 to 97 miles an hour. And, of course, the great changeup right around 80.
Last night, a very similar spot. They had Rasmus, Valencia, and Ghost. It went strikeout, comebacker, walk, fly ball, great catch by Ackley, game over. Here's Rasmus. Colby, 1 for 3 tonight.
Good changeup.
Like what you said last night, you got to guess, and you better guess right.
And it's so difficult. And even if you guess on his changeup, it's difficult to time it right. It's plus pitch, and he sells it. Great arm speed.
0-1. Popped it up. It is going to get out of play. 0-2. 6, 7, and 8 here for the Blue Jays in the 9th inning. Rasmus, Kawasaki, and Francisco scheduled hitters. Baltimore's already won, so the Blue Jays in line to lose a full game to drop 7.5 back. He did go. Strike 3, 1 down.
Strikes him out on the changeup. Changeup, fastball that he was late on, comes back with the changeup, trying to get out there to catch up to the fastball, and can't check his swing. That's what I was talking about, that arm speed, Dave, and that movement that goes away from the lefties. It's so difficult. He locates his pitch, almost impossible to hit.
Kawasaki, strike 1 tonight. Munenori 0 for 2 with a walk. Can tie Greg Holland, Kansas City, save here tonight. Oh, 1. Ari Dickey
pitched well.
Yes, he did. Gave up 2 runs in the first, and that was it. Going 6 innings. Iwakuma and the Mariner bullpen not allowed a run. Here's a 1-1 pitch. Kawasaki off the glove. Here's Cano. Oh, man, what a great effort.
And Lloyd McClendon off the bench immediately. He's going to come out and see, it looked as if he was safe. What a great play. Heads up play by Cano again. Paying attention. Look at him looking in the background. As soon as he sees the deflection, he makes a play right here. A barehanded play. And hits Rodney on the run.
Going to be a base hit pending
what a good
the review.
Play.
And Rodney doing his job.
He was there.
He's safe.
He's safe. Just beat it on infield single.
They're going to review anyway. Kawasaki way up on the handle. Tough hop for Morrison.
What a good play by Cano.
Right?
And Rodney for being over there. He was ready to go. But Cano, heads up. It was a great look in the background. You could see him watching the play, squared up to it immediately. And as soon as he saw the deflection off the glove of Morrison, he attacked it. It looks like he's safe, though.
Assuming nothing.
Assuming nothing.
How many times we sat here and catch? It only needs a nanosecond for a catch for a pitcher to delay and cost you an opportunity. That's really close. First base umpire C.B. Buckner. Kawasaki, watching him, he really shortened up on the bat there. Let's see, what do we got? Safe. All right. An infield hit. Kawasaki aboard with 1 out.
Bring up Juan Francisco. Francisco tonight 0 for 3, a couple of strikeouts.
Shift on for him. Infield. Strike one. Seager on the second base side. Looking into Chris Woodward on how he wants to be positioned. Not holding Kawasaki on. Rodney ready with the 0-1. Kawasaki takes off. This one popped up. Out of play.
How about the work of Rodney, by the way? He pitched 3 days in a row. Felix went on Monday. Lloyd said before the game that he was not available, was not going to use him. He didn't. Gets the save last night and right back out there again tonight.
That's why they wanted him here.
He is earning it. Yeah,
the warhorse. He's got Francisco 0-2 with the man aboard. 1 out here in the ninth. Hammered, foul.
He left that change up. He wanted to get it down in the zone in an 0-2 count and left it up. If he gets it down, he probably gets a swing and a miss.
Anthony Gose on deck. Kendrys Morales accounted for the only runs in this game. 2-run homer in the first inning. Here's Rodney. He's got Francisco 0-2.
Start of the inning, his fastball was at 92. You can see the velocity starting to go up. That last one at 94. Again, he can top out at 97. He's had to pitch a lot over the last 6 days.
He loves it too. 0-2 here to Francisco. Pitch from Rodney. Punch foul.
95 on that fastball.
Rodney working with his 2 kids are with him this week. Yeah, they do have their caps turned at 10 o'clock. Nice looking little players. 0-2. Center field. Jackson's got it covered. 2 down.
Gets him on the changeup.
1 out away from just an outstanding homestand. Anthony Gose going to pinch hit.
After some good fastballs, he throws the changeup off the plate away. Gose has done a good job pinching him. 2 for 6. A couple of walks. Jose Reyes waiting on deck.
Morrison guarding the line at first, not holding Kawasaki or just token hold. He takes off for second pitch. Swung on left field. Ackley chases. It's out of play. Strike one.
And first pitch fastball at 95 miles an hour.
Two outs, middle board. Pitch from Rodney. Kawasaki takes off. Pitch in there for a strike. Strike 2.
Indifference. Kawasaki going to second.
2 outs, and Rodney way ahead here. 0-2. 2-0 Mariners. Looking for the sweep. 2-run homer by Kendrys Morales in the first inning. Rodney in charge here. 0-2. Pinch hitter Anthony Gose. The pitch. Hey, he struck him out! A marvelous homestand! Shoot that arrow in the sky! Mariners sweep Toronto. Their first 3-game home sweep of the season. They go 8-1 on this homestand. They're rolling.
And how about the bullpen again? They go 3 1/3, give up just 2 hits over 3 1/3. Rodney gets the save, but Iwakuma, his 11th win on the year. And how about Kendrys Morales coming alive in this series? Gets a big double in the first game, a couple of hits yesterday, including a double and a home run. And then he accounts for all the runs in this one. A 2-run homer in the first for Morales. Good sign for the Mariners.
Mariners completely silenced the Toronto Blue Jay fans who came here to Safeco Field. If you're a Mariner fan, stick your chest out. Your ball club just went 8-1 on this homestand and keep pace with the Tigers for the second wild card spot. That is a lot of fun. Brad and Bill, you take it from here.
All right, guys, we echo what you said. Yeah, it is a lot of fun. This homestand, you go 8 of 9, and it doesn't happen very often, Bill. But sometimes teams get on a roll like the Mariners are, and everything works, and everybody contributes, and it just feels like they can't lose right now.
Well, this was a more typical Mariner win. I mean, you got a couple early runs, and then the pitching just keeps piling up the zeros, and it just doesn't matter who gets the baton, but once they get it, they become Superman. This bullpen has been, I've seen bullpens that have been great.
Right.
2 or 3 guys, maybe 4, but an elite 8, top to bottom, good as each guy is, unbelievable.
Most teams only have 7 in the pen. Mariners have 8, and they're all have been really, really good. You mentioned the 2 runs. Kendrys Morales getting hot, but again, one big blow, and it's all this team needs. They got a slug. They did it again tonight.
Yeah, Kendrys Morales is the key to this team. His slugging ability is going to be a difference maker. He's already starting to get it going. Hey, spring training is finally over in the middle of the season for him, and now he's ready to rake.
He's got a hit in 4 straight at-bats before getting out there. His last AB. Let's go down to the field and join Mr. Morales. He's standing by with Jen Mueller.
Well, if he accounts for all the runs, we really should hear from the man behind the blast. Kendrys Morales, what did you see tonight at the plate?
I waited for knuckleball. It's a throw a lot of knuckleball for the whole team. I'm feeling good tonight.
Is a knuckleballer harder?
For him, yes. Yeah.
And yet you make it look so easy when you power it out of the park. How are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling right now good. Today, a lot of happy for the team, Mariners, and I'm feeling good right now.
Especially with that home run last night and what we've seen the last couple of days. And finally, you mentioned the team. How well is the team playing right now?
Right now, I say everybody is feeling good inside the team. Maybe 1 week is feel better on home play. Good job for me right now, no?
And good job to Kendrys, guys. In the last week, he says he's been feeling really good. Last night said he needed that home run to get him started. We see what happens tonight.
No doubt he goes back-to-back home run games for the 13th time in his career. Starting to slug, which is a very good sign for him and the Mariners. Also a good sign we talked about at the bullpen. Pre-game we talked about the righties tonight on National Left-Handers Day. We talked righties, 2 1/3 cover. They do it again tonight. No surprise.
No, they've been doing it all season long, but you just marvel at how good these guys have been. We see Danny Farquhar come in with a couple guys on. It's just a nasty curveball to strike out Reyes. The 7th inning is over. Kuma's shutout is intact. And then Medina with this lead ball sinker. And then a nasty slider to one of the better righties in the game. Easy rollover. A nice nifty inning. Just 1 hit, but overpowering stuff from Medina. And then 10 o'clock comes in. Nasty changeup to start the proceedings. And then just... Boy, I'll tell you, this guy, he feeds off the emotion of the save. He's so much better in these games, and he's shown you that he's pretty durable. He can pitch back to back to back if need be, and what a fabulous season he's having. He has become the safety net of this bullpen, the confidence maker.
Yeah, 35 now out of 37 saves for Rodney. Goes back to back a couple of times in this homestand. All right, we talked about it, Bill. There they are, the grade 8. Ernie under 2. A lot of strikeouts, very little walks. Again, that's really important. Nobody hitting them. They don't walk. They get ahead. And it's just the domination every night.
Are those numbers from like the dead ball era sometime back in the turn of the century?
DH American League, the league that tries hard, right?
I know, it's the trying hard league. Those numbers they're almost unfathomable.
Yeah, the team earned run average 3, it's under 3 and just keeps going down, which hasn't happened the full season since 1974. That's 40 years. They get it done tonight, shutting down the Jays. Jays score just 4 runs in the 3-game series. They are swept out of here. We'll talk to Lloyd, have much more coming up on the postgame.